Good afternoon, everybody. 3:45 or so on Thursday, the 18th of August. So I'm going to continue on with cleaning up the bonnet and assessing the rest of the damage on there, and then hopefully getting to some repairs tonight. But first, I've got these puzzle pieces of copper tubing and a ball valve here. And what I need to do is make a respectable drain for the compressor off the bottom here. I replaced the drain. It's like a petcock drain on the bottom of that, and I've already stripped the thing out because it was a piece of junk. So I'm going to try to construct some drain here and then get to some real work. So we'll see how this goes. All right, about 5:20 or so, I got the compressor thing kind of done. Not my best work. I won't show you that. But I got the rest of the bonnet cleaned up for the most part. I'm not so sure that I'll ever get all the dirt out of this thing. Now I am fighting with myself on whether or not to actually remove the wheel arches. It's probably about 20 or 30 spot welds per side. Couple reasons for doing that. One, a recommendation from one of the guys watching the video that he had done the same thing, so thanks for the recommendation, Hazen. Getting in here and getting in here, getting this whole wheel arch out, getting the other side out. One, to more easily affect the repair, and two, to be able to gain access to those areas on top of the wheel arch, which I can tell are already rusted because I can feel it. Excuse me. And three, on the inside of the bonnet underneath that area. So I'm fighting with myself whether or not I'm going to do that as we speak. The only other real area of concern that I found, again, these areas here, same thing as on the other side. They cleaned up pretty well. I'm not real concerned about that. This jagged old nasty hole. That's where the bonnet stay went. So that'll be. I've got the hydraulic one, so I don't really need that per se. But I do want to try to clean that up a little bit. I did find a hole right here. This has not been repaired, but again, there's a little divot there, a couple spots there, and then the larger one. Excuse me. So got to explore those. And then one thing that I haven't cleaned up yet and just noticed it, this right here is repair here. That's all Bondo. If you can see the little Bondo worms under there, you can see them there. That's how I just saw that. So I'm going to grab a bite to eat real quick and fight with myself on whether or not I want to do this. I probably could try to effect some repair there. Maybe I'll do that before I get into this too deep, and give me some time to mull over stuff. So that's the path ahead. All right, so I'm going to start working on this. I'm deferring what I'm going to do with the wheel arches here. So get these. Looks like there's 3 spot welds per side here. Going to get those drilled out. Get this bracket off so you can see what the extent of the damage is behind here, because there is damage. And then I had my Dremel with me. I may very well try to just kind of get this off of here and cut it and see what the extent of the damage is there, instead of removing the whole entire thing. If I do decide to remove the whole entire thing, then so be it. But I'm going to start by drilling that bracket out. So I got the bracket off. Yeah, it's pretty nasty under there. Not horrible, but nasty. Alright, so I got my Dremel here. I'm going to cut out this section right here that's all pitted and nasty. Get that out of there. That'll be easy to fabricate. And then try to figure out the extent of the damage under here, and maybe have to take this whole thing out. We'll see. Alright, there's that piece. Actually not too bad a shape from behind. That's good. Gives me confidence that the piece in the back here is okay. Some rust behind there, so I'll get that sprayed, since I'll never be able to get that again without taking it off. So there's one piece to fix. The more I think about this, the more I'm thinking that maybe it's just smart to take this whole piece off. Looks like about 12 spot welds. think I might just do that. So my concern or my justification for doing that is I'm afraid if I cut away the top piece, I'm going to limit myself in what I can get to on the piece underneath. Maybe I'll miss something and the rust will just continue. So we're going to go ahead and get this piece out. Now you may notice here that this lip is bent over. I'm assuming that it's only bent over, that it's not spot welded. I don't see any weld marks or anything in there. So I'm going to use the adjustable wrench here and just kind of bend it back. Alright, so right here there appears to be a little, I don't know what that is, a braze. Yeah, I can see the brass. Alright, got several of these popped, I think. Alright. Actually, I think it's attached there also. So it looks like it's tack welded underneath. Looks like it's tack welded in there too. Yeah, definitely. That's a bummer. Couple spot welds holding on in here. So I don't know how far this piece goes down. I can't really see it. I'm going to assume it goes all the way down as a kind of a back strengthener. So take all these spot welds out. It's a little more involved than I thought it would be. All right. There it is. Glad the other one's not messed up. I can't really tell if this piece is attached under here or not. Looks like it's just down here at the end, and that's it. So I might be better off just taking this whole piece out. Yeah, I think that's it. This little spot weld here holds that whole thing in, and there's a little brass brazing tack right there. So I think I'm just going to go ahead, because it's relatively easy to do and make it a lot easier to get at everything, just cut this whole piece out. Alright. Well, there's that. Definitely not what I envisioned doing this evening. That's okay. Alright, well, get all this stuff cleaned up here and start making repair patches. Alright, so I've got some of this cleaned up, not completely. So hopefully you can see this, see what I'm looking at here. You can see the extent of the damage there, I think, with that pitting and the just total lack of metal. So this portion is fine, and most of this lip is fine. It's only right almost where it meets, and I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to make a stair step piece and then curve it once the stair step is in, and I can't curve it before the stair step is in. So I'm either going to do one 90-degree piece, which is my intention, and if this doesn't cut clean, then I'm going to do two. So here's my donor piece. I'm going to get this marked like this, mark on either end here, and then use my little metal brake and bend it 90 degrees, and then cut it to fit. and then take the shrinker stretcher, whichever one I got to use. I always get them screwed up in my head and try to put that slight curve in it. So that's where I'm going right now. Got the piece of metal marked with a Sharpie, just so I know where to bend it. All right, I don't think you saw that on camera, what I just did. I essentially just reversed this because I want to get this, the height here of this drop. So I just kind of stuck that in there and then got it where it was straight, and then traced a line down here. That's where I'm going to shave it off. Use the metal shears to do that. And I always cut more than I need because it's easier to take metal off, as you all know. It's easier to take metal off than it is to put metal on. Alright, so now I've got just a slight curve to make here, and what I'm going to do is probably with this part is make that go like this. So I'm going to stretch it, I think. Like I said, I always confuse myself. I don't know what I'm doing. So I got to set this up real quick. See which way I want to go. Alright, so again, I got the piece of metal here. This is the piece that I'm trying to recreate. I'll let you look at it like that. This is the piece right here I'm trying to recreate. Here's the donor piece. So what I want to do is stretch this piece and get it to go like this. So I got the stretcher here. You can see that, I think. I don't know if you can see in the drawers in there. It opens that up. It's kind of amazing how these things work. Just a little bit more. Alright, well, if you can see that, it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. So now I've got a good amount of extra metal on either side of the nastiness there. So I'm going to go ahead, cut this stuff out, mark the new piece here, cut this out, and then what I'm going to try to do is cut right on that seam there, and then when I tack this in, hopefully I'll be able to tack on the bend instead of, kind of tack it from this way. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, got that piece cut out. Clean it up here and do some trial fits. See how it goes. Alright, so I've got it pretty much aligned. What I'm going to do is this piece is going to sit flush here, and I'll weld that and then clean that up, and then to bring that side in level. And then obviously you can see where it sticks out beyond, at least I think you can see where it sticks out beyond this here. I'll just level that and with the grinder and get this welded up real quick. Strengthener piece is done. Got it welded up, cleaned up. Gonna have to prime it, of course, but that's happy with that as it sits right now. This is the door, or the bonnet cone stay reinforcement plate thing. I'm not sure what the proper name of this is, but if you can see right there, there's a crack, excuse me, and a very similar crack right there. So obviously this entire piece has got to get cut out. I'm going to prep this piece and probably get that welded in, get this to provide some more strength to get back before I go cutting this thing out, because it goes around the whole corner and I don't want to lose the common shape if I can help it. So I've got to get that piece prepped and put in, and that might be it for the night. It's about 7:35 or so, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, got that repair patch ready to go in. There is some curve there to that. I don't know if you can see that. That kind of flattens right, it's flat right here, and then it rises up immediately. And I just am catching the top of that curve, so I'm not going to, again, really worry about it all that much. But I'll go ahead and get this welded in, and yeah, that'll probably be about it for the night. Been a bit after 8 o'clock, calling it a night. Got this piece welded in. Obviously I still need to clean it up. Not my best weld job ever. And then get this piece repaired. And then we'll get these mated back together again. Get this guy jammed. It's got to get jammed under there somehow, and then this guy fit back on. So yeah. So that's about it for tonight. I will be over here, I think, on Saturday, if the plan holds as it is. So until then, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, and thanks for subscribing. Cheers.